Brayden, midpoint of the season approaching or just past, assessing yourself in your first year as a pro.
Yeah, I mean, there's been for sure moments of adjustments, and obviously coming in and learning new system and getting used to being on a new team. But it's been fun. I think I'm starting to play my best hockey right now, regardless of the points and everything. I feel like all the details and using my feet and playing to what the coaches are asking for, and I feel really good right now about my game. So I'm just gonna keep doing that, and obviously the goals and all that stuff will come.
In terms of knowing that you can play at this level, I mean, it's one thing to think you can; it's another thing to kind of envision what it's going to be like. But now that you've actually had this much time in the pro ranks, what has it been like for you to be able to have made that jump from junior to the pro?
Yeah, I think I feel really confident. Obviously, as you kind of go through the year, you get more and more confident. Obviously, there's bumps along the way and setbacks or things that you got to learn to adjust to pro hockey. But I think you kind of break yourself down a little bit and to build yourself back up and get stronger. So I think that's kind of been the path this year, I guess. I think I feel really confident right now.
In terms of points, I mean, points really aren't everything. We see on the game-winning goal yesterday, Parker doesn't get a point there, but if he's not creating that havoc in front, the goal likely doesn't get scored. So isn't that to, I guess, confirm what you're suggesting, is that there's a lot of other things that you could be learning and developing that don't necessarily reflect goals and assists?
Yeah, 100%. For me, I guess whether it's face-offs, playing good in the D zone, getting better at, supporting my D and getting back quick so I can, be better on breakouts and kind of take over, with my skill, kind of going into the zone. And I think it starts in the D zone, and that's one thing that, I've been talking to the coaches about, is coming back so I can kind of let my skill and my mind take over, kind of going the other way. So, that's for sure a couple things, and just shooting more. I think I've been having more of a shot mentality the last couple games, and we played some really good teams, and I felt really good. So that's positive.
You talk about the confidence too. Just where can you say the team's confidence is right now? I mean, you take two from the Valley, you split the series with GR, and those are two of the top teams in the league. So overall, the squad looks like they're playing pretty solid hockey.
Yeah, I mean, our last 4 games are against two of the best teams in the league, and when you win 3 out of 4 games, that's a good sign, especially against those teams. And I think you can just kind of feel it, in the room or in practice today. And I think even before these last 4 games, I think our practices have been really good, high pace, and guys are screaming and having fun, and the vibes are just positive, and I think that's a big part of our success in the last few games.
In terms of the power play, I mean, obviously that's one area that you guys haven't had a tremendous amount of success. Is there anything you're seeing that is maybe trending into the right direction?
Yeah, I think more of a shot mentality. I think you can kind of notice our D, drag and being more of a threat to shoot and getting guys at the net. The power play is an opportunity to outwork 4 guys, and I think Clemmer's done a good job of kind of giving us the keys of making sure we're getting pucks back so we can get 3rd and 4th opportunities. And it sucks going back all the way to your end to break the puck out again. So if we can just continue to win more battles like we've been doing 5-on-5, and get more chances, and I think the numbers are obviously going to kind of trend in the right direction.